up, guys? Another day, another dollar. If it looks like I have eye black on, it's because for the civil shoot in LA, we did all the face paint shit again, and I no matter how many makeup wipes I use, I can't get shit off my eyelids. Anyway, this video somebody found a video of me boxing what may look like a giant dildo. And it's like stuck to the wall, and then I'm like shadow boxing the dildo like this big. For context, yes, I did have a massive dildo in my house. Yes, I did buy it. They said it was 9 inches, but it was like, dude, it was like this long, and it was literally, I couldn't even get my I needed 2 hands to be able to like get around. It was so big. You may be asking, why did I buy that? I think there was a video one time in my old apartment, like two apartments ago, when we lived in Texas, where someone saw it in the closet, and they're like, hey, is that like a giant dildo in the closet? I didn't feel like explaining it at the time, so I'm just gonna tell you guys sort of like, you know, how that came to be. I saw this video. It was like an older video called Big Dick in Toronto. It's an old video. But this guy basically had this giant strap on and wore it under these gray sweatpants and would just like walk around the city there was like music in the background, and his dick was like going almost down to his knees because it was this giant dildo. And he was wearing gray loose sweatpants, so he'd like jump around and his meat's flopping everywhere. I don't know. So I thought at the time it would be like a really good video to do something like that. But they didn't have any strap-on ones. They just had the dildo. And it was $80. And I was trying to explain to the lady while I was at the thing. She was like, so, why are you buying this? You know, and I thought at the sex shops, they don't ask questions, but I didn't want to look like I was just buying this massive dildo just for pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, well, I make videos online. You know, I'm like, I do, yeah, so, you know, it's for a video. She's like, oh, okay, which I think looking back was like even worse, like thing to say. Didn't even say social media. I just said videos online, and I need it for a video. But basically, I got this. She was like, "Are you sure?" Like, I was like, "Yeah, but I'm just doing it for like, picture and video and stuff." She was like, "Oh, I mean, this is pretty expensive. You sure you don't want a smaller one?" I was like, "No, I need this one. I need this one." Turned out I couldn't get it situated properly in my pants when I bought it. So then what I did instead was I propped it up, and then I had my girl behind me, and I was standing in the mirror, and I just wanted to take a normal physique pic, and the goal was for it to be funny because it's just supposed to be like a normal looking picture, but then you see this giant meat going down my thigh. I posted it, and that's actually when my Instagram to this day got like unbelievably fried. I think I got like weirdly banned that day. Like I couldn't even get into my Instagram account anymore after I posted it because Instagram flagged it. So they took the post down. I couldn't get into my Instagram account for like 2 days. I tried to post it on Horsemeet too. Got taken down also. And so yeah, the whole idea was a scrap. Never made the video walking around with it because I couldn't get it situated, and $80 down the drain. Just like that. That's a lot of money to just throw in the garbage for a fucking giant dildo. Today's video is about, and I just want you guys to know I kind of come in here and I freestyle it every day, but I had an idea, but I lost it. So we're just gonna make something up. This is similar. So I did 2 episodes of the Girls to Never Date video way back. I think that was like a year ago. I did I think the other one was like 8 months ago. But I did 2 versions of the 5 Girls to Never Date. Today I have a few ideas, so maybe we'll max out at 3. I'll think of a 3rd one. But girls to never hook up with. Maybe not get in a full relationship, but this is different because this is like, and you guys know I am against hookup culture. I don't believe that people should be hooking up like that. I think it's damaging. You know what I'm saying? I think nobody wants to rack up their bodies. Like that's whorish and disgusting. That's how you get STDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm always on team for look for the one to settle down with, or like have real relationships. But you know, I understand, you know, not everyone does that, and if you don't agree with that, then let me give you a warning of the people to never hook up with. Not even for one night stand scenario. And that's why, dude, this is part of my marketing pitch for the Horsemeet vibrators that we're making on the Horsemeet.shop. Right? The pitch is that, like, look, guys, you don't want a girl who has a ton of bodies, right? This is the sales pitch, right? Hey, a girl tells you she has 30 bodies. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Ew. She's like, you know, it's 30 dicks. That's, no one fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? Girls, you don't want to be known as someone who's ran through. You know what I'm saying? And then also, relationships that are having bad sex, like, do you want to improve your sex life? We've got 3 things here, right? The Horsemeet vibrator can fix all 3. No, instead of going out, right, ladies, and getting fucked by random dudes, I get it. You want it to feel a pulse, but do you want to be known as a whore? You know what I'm saying? Is that what you want? Like, I don't think so. I don't think you really want that deep down. So the Horsemeet vibrator will be taking the bodies down. You know what I'm saying? And then also for the relationships that are struggling with sex, you know what I'm saying? Just, you're hitting it. You got the Horsemeet tag team friend right there. Just put it on the clit. You know what I'm saying? You're going crazy. And it's making the sex life better, right? Also, yeah, so that's the sales pitch. And I think every guy can get behind that. Girls having less bodies that they like. You know, girls, I think you like the fact that, you know, you're not known as ran through. Unless you do like that. So I don't know. But anyway, okay, 3 girls to never hook up with, right? First one. If she makes any type of like TikTok talking videos, like if she's famous on TikTok for like making those story time videos, don't hook up with her. Don't hook up with her. You know what I'm saying? Because your whole business is going to be on that TikTok story time. And all these girls, bro, they're going to watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? Girls who know they're like that. It's going to be, I don't know. She's going to just tell your business to all of TikTok and shit. She might not put your name in there, but she'll put every other detail. Second one is a crazy girl, right? And I talked about this with the dating one, but this one's really specific. And I have a story about this, actually. You don't want to get a false rape accusation. You know, that's also why I'm like, as long as you're hooking up with like kind girls, if you're doing that, that's why I don't agree with hookup culture either. Like, I don't know, man. You don't know what can happen, right? As long as, but also don't rape people. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like, some girls get crazy when they're drunk, and in turn, some guys get crazy when they're drunk, right? You know, you don't want a girl who's like, you're gonna have sex with her, and then she's gonna say that you raped her or something because she feels bad about it. You know, she regrets hooking up with you. And she's like, I don't remember anything last night. Like, the worst thing you could hear waking up in the morning next to a girl, she's like, what happened last night after you guys had sex? That's when your heart drops and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm cooked. That's never happened to me, you know, but I had nightmares that it did. You know, if you have sex with someone and she wakes up the next day and she's like, oh my God, I don't even remember anything last night. What the fuck? Who are you? Oh, you're cooked, buddy. You are cooked beyond belief. I mean, obviously, you know, the third one is just any girl that's too drunk. But I remember back in the frat days when I was really young, I think I was pledging or something. There was a girl who, at the frat house, who like wanted to have sex with one of the brothers. So she goes up there and she's like, have sex with me. She's like hammered. And he's like, no. So she gets butt ass naked in his room, right? And now at this point, he calls 3 other people because he's like, oh my God, I feel like she's gonna like pin me for like raping her or something. So like her sorority sisters come in and some of the guys in the frat, and everyone already immediately realizes that she's too drunk, and that she's doing this. And so like, now, like, there's, you know, witnesses and shit. Everyone knows that he's saying no and she's being crazy. The girls are trying to get her out of there, like, you're too drunk. And she's like, no. And she's naked at this point, and everyone's trying to get her clothes back on. the president of the fraternity comes in, and he's black, right? Great guy. You know, I think he's super jacked now. I hope he's doing well. Anyway, he's black, and he has like really long dreadlocks, and he's like a really big black dude. He's jacked. And he's like, what's going on here? And so she basically starts screaming the hard R. She's like, you're it. You know what I'm saying? Hard R. Back to back. You know what I'm saying? Like Django Unchained level. Like she just gets crazy racist. And then she goes, I'm going to tell everyone that you guys raped me. Even though there was 5 people in the room, including her sorority sisters. She's like, she was going crazy. I'm going to tell everyone you raped me. This, that, the other. Everyone, the guys were shocked. The girls were shocked. They just had to try to get her out of there. They get her out. I think someone took a video, or no. Someone did an audio recording of her saying all that stuff, just in case something were to happen. Anyway, they blacklisted her from the house forever at the party. So she could never come back. And then she calls the president and the guy the next day. She was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, I was really drunk. I didn't mean any of those things I said. But obviously our president, she called him the hard R like 50 times, and then like went on to say some extra racist shit like sprinkled on top of there. They were like, well, thanks for the apology, but like, yeah, you're never coming back. Regardless, the line that's crazy is, I'm gonna tell everyone that you raped me. And she said, I'm gonna tell everyone you raped me, and they're gonna believe me because I'm like a pretty white girl or some shit like that. The other guy was white, but like he was there too. He was actually like a southern redneck white dude. Looking back, we had really good diversity in our fraternity. Really, really great cast of characters. I wonder if it's still like that. I wouldn't know, bruh. I'm not going back there. Shit. I'm old as fuck now. But anyway, goes to show some girls are crazy as fuck, dude. Especially when alcohol gets in their system. And I'm telling y'all, don't fuck with that, because you're going to have some crazy-ass situation on your hands. And that's why, I think I realized this like 2 years ago. I like being in a relationship, especially for the fact that I do social media, more so before. But the fact I post videos and stuff, I feel like it'd be easy for someone to be like, yo, Horsemeet raped me. Ah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I'm cooked. And, I feel like they would believe her, too, because I made all those jokes and shit. I'd be fried. You know what I'm saying? It'd be over. But because I don't hook up with random people, and I have a girlfriend that I live with, I feel like I had just the whole time been in like a long relationship. I feel like I would rather that than like, put myself in some fucked position like that. And then I got to take it to court. You know what I'm saying? Like if anyone realistically, if anyone accused me of some shit I didn't do, like we're going to court. And regardless of what people on the internet say, like the truth will come out in the court documents when the case is over. It could be anything, So, how many times have I said it? I told everyone like a million times. Like I say it all the time. Like you guys think you want, like guys, the only people that want crazy girls is guys that have no experience with the girls at all. Like they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Like shit pissing me off, bro. They're like, oh, I want a crazy bitch, bro. I need a crazy, a little toxic, bro. Like, yo, shut up, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never experienced. I could tell you've never experienced anything like that because you're thinking it's cool, Person to never hook up with is a girl that you don't want to hook up with, but you're down bad. See, a lot of people, they think with their meat, instead of their head, and I think that has something to do with just like testosterone, and just because at the end of the day we're still animals, in our minds. Like we still like I don't know, something's weird, but people think with their meat a lot, a lot of hormones at play, and they hook up with girls that they don't want to solely because they're down bad, and that's just the worst thing you can do, bro. Like you just feel so shitty after. And then maybe you hooked up with a girl that was very, very unattractive. You know what I'm saying? And she knows all your homies, and she goes around like, oh, let's say your name is Todd. Todd fucked me. Everybody, Tom fucked me. And like now you're known as the guy who just like, everyone's like, Tom, did you do that? And you're like, yeah. And everyone's like, dude, I thought you were better than that, bro. Like, what do you, like, why? And you're just like, I was just down bad in the moment, you know? And, you know, you don't want to be that kind of guy, you know? Be stronger than that. Regardless, though, I've been telling you guys, I don't fuck with that hookup shit, bro. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. So, maybe I'll make a horse meat pocket pussy. That sounds weird. I don't know. I don't think we're going to do that one. The vibrators make sense, though. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. You know, code Horsemeet on Civil Regime and Iron CRUE for the shoot I just went to. Code M33T on the site for Horsemeet.shop, bro. Like, I want to put so much stuff on there, but we need to just get rid of what we have left. So M33T, 20% off. The tear out tees are my favorite. Clear that shit out. Everyone's been buying a lot of hats. A lot of hats were sold. The hats are actually my favorite piece. I wear the hat all the time, mainly to the gym. You know, I mean, I was at the gas station one time and this guy was like, oh, wearing your own merch, huh? Like, he didn't say nothing else. He didn't say like, oh, I watch your videos, nothing like that. No, he's like, oh, wearing your own merch, huh? And then he almost gave me like a disapproving sigh because I was wearing my own shit. I'm like, damn, all right. You know, it's just like, all right, whatever, man. But yeah, man, M33T, bro, coolest shit ever, bro. Shows to see that you are in the community. And yeah, I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. We're back in Florida, back on the cut, getting a little leaner by the day, and I'm trying to get my sexiness back because, you know, I've been fat the last couple months. So yeah, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.